8 things your body tries to tell you at 2 a.m. and what to do. You know those nights when it's 2 a.m., the world is quiet, and suddenly you're wide awake? Maybe your heart is racing, maybe you feel thirsty, or your legs ache, or your mind just won't stop running. At first you think, oh, it's nothing, but here's the truth. Your body is speaking to you, and if you don't listen, those whispers can turn into shouts later on. In today's video, I'm going to share 8 surprising things your body tries to tell you at 2 a.m. and what you can actually do about them. By the end of this video, you won't just understand the signals. You'll know how to calm them, how to respond, and how to take back those precious hours of sleep that keep you healthier, sharper, and happier. And here's the best part. You might already know some of these signals. They might even sound simple, almost basic. But trust me, the results are out of this world. So stay with me, because over the next few minutes, you'll discover insights that could make every night easier, every morning brighter, and your overall health stronger without guesswork, without confusion. Let's dive into the very first signal your body is sending you at 2 a.m. The signal of restless legs. Imagine lying in bed at 2 a.m., finally drifting off, and suddenly your legs feel like they just can't stay still. That crawling, tingling, almost itchy sensation makes you toss and turn. You might think it's just nerves or that you're overthinking, but restless legs are often your body's way of telling you something deeper. Sometimes it's about low iron. Other times it's connected to circulation or even how much caffeine you had earlier in the day. And for many of us past 60, it can be a sign that our nervous system needs extra care. The good news? Small adjustments can make a huge difference. Warming your legs before bed with a gentle bath, doing light stretches, or even cutting off caffeine earlier in the afternoon can quiet those nighttime jolts. And here's a secret. Magnesium-rich foods like a handful of almonds or spinach at dinner can ease the restless twitching. I know, it might sound basic, but when your legs stop fighting you at night, you'll finally feel what a truly deep, healing sleep is like. And your mornings? You'll wake up with more energy, steadier balance, and fewer nagging aches. So if your body is waking you up with restless legs at 2 a.m., listen closely. It's asking for balance, for nutrients, for rest. And giving it that might change more than your night. It could change your day. The signal of nighttime thirst. You wake up in the middle of the night, your mouth dry, reaching for water. At first, it feels harmless. After all, everyone gets thirsty. But if your body keeps nudging you awake at 2 a.m., desperate for hydration, that's a signal. Sometimes it's just dehydration, but other times it's your body whispering about blood sugar, kidney health, or even how much salt snuck into your dinner. For older adults, this thirst can also point to something we don't talk about enough: medication side effects. Many common prescriptions, especially for blood pressure, can quietly dry out your system. The fix? Simple but powerful. Sipping water steadily throughout the day, cutting back on salty snacks at night, and adding water-rich foods like cucumbers or oranges to your dinner plate. And here's a gentle tip. Keep a glass of water by your bed, but avoid guzzling too much at once. Too much nighttime drinking can send you running to the bathroom, which only disrupts your sleep even more. Balance is key. It might sound like a small change, but consistent hydration can clear your mind, ease headaches, and even soften joint stiffness in the morning. Imagine waking up not just rested, but refreshed, ready to step into your day without that dragging fog. So the next time thirst wakes you at 2 a.m., don't brush it off. Your body is asking for care, and answering that call could be one of the simplest health upgrades you'll ever make. The signal of a racing heart. You're lying in the dark and suddenly thump, thump, thump. Your heart is racing as if you just ran up the stairs, but you're not moving at all. Scary, right? That pounding at 2 a.m. is one of the most powerful signals your body sends, and it's not something to ignore. Sometimes it's stress hormones, your body replaying worries from the day. Other times it can be linked to blood pressure, thyroid shifts, or even how late you had caffeine or sugar. And yes, it might also be a gentle nudge about heart health, especially as we move into our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Here's what helps. Slow breathing. Inhale deeply, hold for a moment, then exhale longer than you inhaled. This calms your nervous system like flipping a switch, keeping your room cool, avoiding late-night stimulants, and even journaling out your worries before bed can reduce that midnight heart race. It might feel basic, but when your heart calms down at night, your whole body resets. You'll drift into deeper sleep stages that repair muscles, support memory, and even keep your immune system sharp. And here's a thought. If you're watching this far, you're already taking your health seriously. Type 1 in the comments below. I'd love to know who's tuning in and listening to what their body is saying. Because trust me, learning to calm that racing heart could be one of the greatest gifts you give yourself tonight. The signal of aching joints. It's 2 a.m. and you roll over only to be met with a sharp ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Joint pain is one of those signals that can feel like an uninvited guest in the night, refusing to leave you in peace. And while it may be tempting to shrug it off as just aging, the truth is your body is speaking loud and clear. That stiffness, that throbbing ache, it's often inflammation. It might be linked to arthritis, to dehydration, or even to what you ate earlier in the evening. Processed foods, excess sugar, or late-night snacking can quietly stoke the fire in your joints. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. A supportive pillow, gentle stretching before bed, or even adding anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, fatty fish, or olive oil into your diet can calm the night pain. Hydration plays a role too. Remember that earlier signal about thirst? These body messages often work together. It might sound simple, but waking up without joint pain means more than a better night. It means easier mornings, steadier balance, and fewer nagging aches, whether it's gardening, walking, or simply playing with your grandkids. So when your joints ache at 2 a.m., don't see it as just another obstacle. See it as an opportunity, because with small, consistent changes, you can give your body the relief it's asking for, and your nights can finally belong to rest, not discomfort. The signal of nighttime bathroom urges. You're finally asleep, only to be pulled out of your dreams by the urge to use the bathroom. For many people past 60, this becomes almost a routine. But waking at 2 a.m. to go several times a night isn't just normal aging. It's your body trying to tell you something. Frequent nighttime urination, also called nocturia, can be connected to fluid retention, medications, blood sugar, or even prostate health for men. For women, it can be linked to hormonal shifts or pelvic floor changes. Either way, it's your body waving a red flag that balance is off. What can you do? First, limit fluids 2 hours before bedtime. especially caffeine or alcohol. Elevate your legs for 20 minutes in the evening. This helps move fluid out of your tissues before bed. And if you're on medications, ask your doctor whether timing changes could reduce those nightly trips. It might feel basic, but a solid night's rest without constant interruptions transforms your mornings. You'll wake clearer, steadier, and safer, less likely to trip or feel groggy when you get up in the dark. So when your bladder pulls you out of sleep at 2 a.m., don't brush it off. Listen. Make small adjustments, because fewer trips to the bathroom mean more time healing, dreaming, and recharging the body that carries you through every day. The signal of a racing mind. Have you ever woken at 2 a.m., eyes wide open, your mind suddenly replaying every worry, mistake, or what if from the past week? That endless loop of thoughts can feel overwhelming, and it's one of the clearest signals your body sends at night. Stress hasn't let go. A racing mind at 2 a.m. can be triggered by cortisol spikes, the stress hormone, or by blood sugar dips that jolt your brain awake. Sometimes it's unresolved emotions. Other times, it's the sheer weight of responsibilities we carry, even in retirement years. So, how do you quiet the noise? Try this. Keep a small notebook by your bed. When your brain starts shouting, write down every thought, no matter how small. This simple act signals your brain, it's safe to let go. We'll deal with it tomorrow. Pair that with slow breathing or a calming phrase you repeat to yourself, like, I am safe, I can rest. It may sound simple, but when the mind finally unclenches, your body slips into deep restorative sleep, the kind that repairs tissues, sharpens memory, and keeps your heart strong. If you've ever lain awake with your thoughts spiraling, know this, you're not alone. And if this resonates, type 1 in the comments below, because calming your mind at 2 a.m. might just be the gateway to peaceful, healing nights you thought were gone forever. The signal of night sweats. You wake at 2 a.m. drenched in sweat, sheets damp, feeling both hot and chilled. It's unsettling, isn't it? Night sweats can be your body's way of speaking loud and clear. For women, this can be linked to menopause or post-menopause hormone shifts. For men, it may be tied to low testosterone, but for both, it can also point to blood sugar swings, thyroid changes, or even hidden infections. It's not always just the weather or just aging. Here's what helps. Keep your room cool. Between 60 and 67 degrees is ideal for sleep. Choose breathable cotton sheets. Avoid heavy meals, spicy food, or alcohol close to bedtime, since these can all trigger sweating. And don't underestimate hydration. When you're low on fluids, your body often works harder to regulate temperature. It might seem like a small adjustment, but imagine sleeping through the night without those jolting wake-ups, waking in dry sheets, feeling calm and refreshed instead of drained. That's the kind of shift that changes not just your night, but your entire day. Your body is wise. When it sweats at 2 a.m., it's not trying to scare you. It's asking you to pay attention. And when you answer, you reclaim your comfort, your rest, and your strength. The signal of trouble breathing. At 2 a.m., you wake suddenly, almost gasping for air or feeling short of breath. Maybe it's mild, maybe it's more noticeable. Either way, this is one of the body's most urgent signals. Sometimes it's linked to sleep apnea, when your airway briefly collapses and your breathing pauses. Other times it's related to heart health, lung function, or even something as simple as sleeping position. For older adults, this signal matters deeply because oxygen is life. What helps? First, take note. If this happens often, mention it to your doctor. It's not something to ignore. Lifestyle shifts can make a difference too. Sleeping slightly elevated with an extra pillow, maintaining a healthy weight, and creating a calm bedtime routine to reduce pressure on your system. It might sound straightforward, but when your breathing smooths out at night, everything improves. Your brain gets the oxygen it craves, your heart works more efficiently, and your body repairs itself in ways you can feel the very next day. So when your body shakes you awake with breathing trouble at 2 a.m., don't dismiss it as just aging. This is your body's way of protecting you. Listen carefully, and you could be giving yourself the gift of longer, healthier, safer nights ahead. The signal of tingling hands or feet. You wake at 2 a.m. and notice your hands tingling, or your feet feel oddly numb. At first, you shake it off, thinking you just slept funny. But if it happens repeatedly, it's your body speaking up. Tingling or numbness can be tied to circulation issues, nerve compression, or even early signs of conditions like diabetes. Sometimes it's linked to vitamin deficiencies like low B12, or even how you position your body at night. Here's what can help. Gentle stretches before bed to improve circulation, adjusting your sleeping position with supportive pillows, and ensuring your diet has nerve-supporting nutrients like B vitamins and healthy fats. Even something as simple as walking daily can improve nighttime circulation. And here's the truth. It might sound simple, almost basic, but when that tingling fades, your sleep deepens, your mornings feel steadier, and your confidence in your body grows. So don't ignore those signals. When your hands or feet speak up at 2 a.m., it's not a nuisance. It's information. And answering that information with small daily changes can transform how your body supports you in the years to come. The signal of sudden hunger. It's 2 a.m. and your stomach growls so loudly it wakes you up. You might think, well, I'll just grab a snack. But your body is actually telling you something important. Nighttime hunger often points to blood sugar fluctuations. Maybe dinner was too light, or maybe you had a sugar-heavy evening snack that spiked and then crashed your levels. For many older adults, it can also signal shifts in metabolism or how your body processes carbohydrates. What helps? Focus on balanced dinners, protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Avoid heavy sugars close to bedtime. And if hunger does wake you, reach for a small balanced snack, like a piece of turkey with whole grain crackers, instead of cookies or chips. This might sound simple, but it can stop the cycle of wake, sleep, wake that steals your rest. Imagine waking up at sunrise naturally, with steady energy, instead of being jolted awake at 2 a.m. by your own stomach. So, if your body growls at you in the night, don't just quiet it with quick snacks. Listen deeper, because when you balance your blood sugar, you're not just solving a midnight problem, you're giving yourself steadier energy for every hour of your day. signal of cramps. Nothing pulls you out of deep sleep faster than a sudden calf cramp at 2 a.m. That stabbing, twisting pain can leave you frozen, waiting for it to pass. But cramps aren't random. They're one of your body's clearest signals. Often, cramps mean your muscles are missing something: magnesium, potassium, or hydration. They can also point to circulation issues, medication side effects, or even how active or inactive you've been during the day. What helps? Gentle stretching before bed, staying hydrated, and eating foods like bananas, avocados, or leafy greens. If cramps hit, flex your foot upward gently or massage the muscle until it releases. And here's a tip. Warm socks at night can improve circulation and prevent those painful jolts. It may sound basic, but when cramps stop interrupting your sleep, your nights become calmer and your mornings less achy. You'll walk more confidently, move more freely, and trust your body again. So don't ignore those middle-of-the-night muscle screams. Your body is speaking with urgency. Answer with care, and you'll give yourself the relief you deserve. The signal of sudden chills or shivers. You wake at 2 a.m. feeling icy cold, even under blankets. It can be unsettling, can't it? Chills in the night often mean your body is fighting to regulate temperature. Sometimes it's just the room being too cool. But frequent chills can also hint at thyroid issues, low blood sugar, or even how your circulation is working. For some, it's a reaction to certain medications. Here's what you can do. Layer breathable blankets instead of one heavy one. Keep your room cool but not freezing. Around 65 is ideal. And support your body with balanced meals to avoid nighttime sugar dips. It might sound small, but staying warm and steady throughout the night improves sleep quality dramatically. Your muscles relax, your immune system works at its peak, and you wake without that stiff, tight feeling cold nights often bring. So when your body shivers awake at 2 a.m., don't just pile on blankets. Listen, adjust. Because those little changes can give you steadier nights, warmer mornings, and a healthier rhythm overall. The signal of heartburn. At 2 a.m., you wake with a burning sensation in your chest or throat. Heartburn doesn't just disturb sleep, it's your body waving a flag. Often, it's connected to what you ate for dinner. Greasy, spicy, or acidic foods that climb back up when you lie flat. But for older adults, it can also point to weakened digestion or even more serious reflux issues. What helps? Eat earlier. Try to finish dinner at least 3 hours before bed. Prop your upper body slightly with an extra pillow. Avoid heavy, spicy, or acidic foods late at night. And don't forget hydration. Water helps dilute stomach acid. It might sound simple, but when heartburn stops waking you up, you unlock nights of uninterrupted rest. And that deeper rest means better healing, stronger immunity, and brighter mornings. So if your chest burns at 2 a.m., don't ignore it. Your body is asking for gentler care. And when you listen, the reward is peace, comfort, and rest that truly restores. The signal of anxiety dreams. You bolt awake from a dream so vivid it leaves your heart racing and your mind unsettled. Anxiety dreams are more than imagination. They're your subconscious carrying daytime worries into the night. For many in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, dreams reflect deeper stresses, health fears, family concerns, or even unspoken regrets. But your body is also signaling that your nervous system hasn't fully wound down. Here's what helps. Create a calming bedtime ritual. Try gentle stretches, calming tea, or soft music before sleep. Limit news or screens right before bed. They often fuel anxiety. And if dreams wake you, practice grounding. Name 5 things you can feel, see, or hear in the room. This signals your brain you're safe. It may seem basic, but reducing anxiety dreams means deeper, more peaceful nights. Your mornings will start calm instead of frazzled, and your confidence in resting fully will return. So when dreams wake you at 2 a.m., don't dismiss them. Listen, they're your body's way of asking for more calm, more care, more peace. The signal of stiff neck or back. At 2 a.m., you shift positions only to feel a sharp stiffness in your neck or back. That discomfort might feel like just the mattress, but it's another message. Often, stiffness signals poor sleep posture, lack of movement during the day, or weak supportive muscles. For older adults, it can also point to joint or spinal changes that need extra care. What helps? A supportive pillow that keeps your neck aligned, a mattress that balances softness with support, and light stretching before bed. Gentle movement like yoga or Tai Chi during the day can strengthen muscles and ease nighttime tension. It may sound straightforward, but when stiffness stops waking you, you wake with ease, ready to move without hesitation. And that freedom of movement, it's priceless. So when your back or neck locks up at night, hear it as a signal. With small shifts, you can reclaim comfort, rest, and the joyful freedom to move through your days with strength. The hidden optimal method. Now, before we move into our final segment, let me share something powerful. The most effective method to respond to all of these nighttime signals. You might think it's complicated, but it's beautifully simple. A consistent bedtime routine. When you set the same routine every night, gentle movement, hydration, calming breath, and a steady sleep environment, your body begins to trust the rhythm. And in that trust, the signals quiet. Your legs settle, your mind slows, your heart steadies, your digestion rests. It might sound basic, almost too simple, but the results? They're out of this world. Because with consistency, your body feels safe enough to heal, restore, and rest deeply. And night after night, that adds up to more energy, sharper memory, and stronger health. If you've made it this far, type 2 in the comments below. I want to know who's committed to reclaiming their nights. And while you're there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because these small changes don't just change your nights, they change your life. So here we are, after exploring 8 signals your body sends at 2 a.m. and what to do about them. From restless legs to racing minds, from thirst to cramps, every signal is your body's way of protecting you. It's not working against you, it's working for you. And the most important point to remember, these signals may seem small, almost basic, but when you listen and respond, the results truly are out of this world. Better sleep, more energy, longer health, deeper joy in the years ahead. So let me ask you, are you ready to listen to what your body has been whispering all along? If you are, take the first step. Type 2 in the comments, hit subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. Because the more we learn to listen, the better we live. Thank you for being here, for choosing to care for yourself, and for staying with me until the end. May your nights be peaceful, your mornings bright, and your days filled with strength. Because your body has been speaking at 2 a.m., and now you finally know how to answer.